Most people think a credit denial is just a dead end. A bank says no, you move on, and that's that. But in America, a bad reaction to a denial can sometimes do more damage than the denial itself. Because the moment you start panic applying one app, then another because maybe the next one will say yes, you may be sending a louder signal to lenders than you realize. And the ugly part is this: what feels like hustle can look like risk. So here's the real question: when Americans get turned down for credit, what actually hurts them most, the rejection or the way they respond to it? That matters because credit affects a lot more than bragging rights. It can shape the rate you get on a car loan, whether a mortgage is affordable, whether an apartment application gets harder, and sometimes even parts of employment screening. This is not some small technical issue. It reaches into everyday life. And this is happening in a country already carrying enormous financial weight. The New York Fed says total household debt hit $18.8 trillion in the first quarter of 2026, while credit card balances stood at $1.5 trillion. That means millions of people are making borrowing decisions under pressure, not in a classroom, not in theory, but while trying to keep a family budget together. In that kind of environment, bad credit myths spread fast because people are desperate for a shortcut. Here's the first surprise: one hard inquiry is not the apocalypse. My FICO says a single additional inquiry takes fewer than 5 points off most people's FICO scores. Fewer than 5. That's important because a lot of people think one application ruins everything. Usually, it doesn't. But a cluster of recent applications is different. The scoring system starts reading a pattern, not a moment. So the popular myth is backwards. One carefully chosen application is often manageable. A burst of random applications can become the real problem. The second surprise is that not every credit check hurts you. If you check your own report, that does not hurt your score. If a company is prescreening you, that is generally a soft inquiry. If your current lender is reviewing an existing account, that usually does not hurt your score either. The damage risk comes from hard inquiries tied to new credit decisions. And even there, the rules are smarter than people think. If you shop for a mortgage, auto loan, or student loan in a short window, scoring models often treat those comparisons like a single inquiry. But that protection is for rate shopping on one kind of loan, not for firing off a bunch of credit card applications. And timing matters. Hard inquiries can stay on your credit report for up to 2 years. But FICO says they typically affect your score for only the last 12 months. That means something can still be visible on your report long after the score impact has faded. A lot of people confuse those two things. They see an inquiry still sitting there and assume it is still actively crushing their score at the same level. Not necessarily. Visible is not the same thing as equally harmful forever. Now here's the part 2. Many people ignore after a denial. If you are turned down because of information in your credit report, The lender generally has to give you the main reasons for the decision, or tell you how to get those reasons. They also have to tell you which credit reporting company they used. And you generally have the right to get a free copy of that report within 60 days. In other words, the denial letter is not just bad news. It is evidence. It is a map. And if you throw it aside and just apply somewhere else, you may be skipping the one document that tells you what to fix. That leads to the biggest scam in this whole space. The promise that someone can magically erase accurate negative information from your report. The FTC and the CFPB both warn against this. If the information is accurate and current, nobody can legally make it disappear just because you paid a fee. What you can do is dispute errors, and if there is a real mistake, the credit reporting company generally must investigate, usually within 30 days. So, the real split is simple. False information can be challenged. True information usually has to age, while you rebuild around it. And rebuilding, where the official guidance gets even more uncomfortable, because it clashes with a lot of internet advice. The CFPB says paying on time has the greatest impact. Keeping credit use low matters. A long credit history helps. Closing a card can backfire by raising your utilization, and paying your card off in full each month can build credit better than carrying a balance. Because carrying debt pushes you closer to your limit and costs you money. So, if someone told you that the trick is to keep a small balance, or to close old cards to clean up your file, that advice can hurt more than help. That is why the deeper story here is not really about one denial. It is about the difference between urgency and strategy. Urgency says, click again, try another lender. Maybe this one works. Strategy says, read the adverse action notice, pull the report, look for errors, stop stacking hard inquiries, get current on payments, bring balances down, and if your file is thin, use something like a secured card that reports to all three bureaus. The system is flawed in places, but the worst move is treating it like a slot machine. So, the takeaway is brutally simple. In America, bad credit is not always built by one big mistake. Sometimes it is built by 5 small, panic decisions made in the same week. A denial does not mean you are finished. But if you react by chasing approval everywhere, you may accidentally help prove the next lender's worst fear. The better question to ask is not, who else can I apply with tonight? The better question is, what is my report trying to tell me before I make this worse?